Hello and welcome. My name is Alex. I'm one of the equipment specialists here at Carl's Golfland. We're here in the world famous Launchpad Fitting Center in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, taking an in-depth look at the all-new G400 series from PING. Come on in. The new PING G400 Driver features a T9S Plus forged face for more face flex and higher ball speeds. Head stability is achieved by using a high-density tungsten backweight positioned low for more head stability and forgiveness, resulting in the fastest, most forgiving driver PING has ever made. Utilizing Dragonfly technology that now extends to the trailing edge, broader turbulators, and enhanced Vortec technology, the driver is able to produce 15% less drag during the swing. With this reduction of drag and more flex from the forged face, ball speeds have increased on average of 1.2 miles an hour, with some players achieving speeds in excess of 2. Like previous generations, PING will continue to offer 3 different head models to best fit a player's swing. Accompanying me today are a few of our performance fitters. Brad Cofield will be providing the input on sound, feel, and looks, and overall performance. Nick Morrow will be analyzing the TrackMan data to show the difference between the 3 models.
So right away to address the shape of the head and the overall look is wonderful. Let's see what happens when I hit one. From a sound perspective, it's a lot more quiet and muffled than what PING's had in the past. And feel too, it feels a lot softer, almost like the ball's jumping off the face a little bit more. Even that one, which I caught a little bit on the toe, still had great feel and pretty straight ball flight too.
So we had Brad Cofield, one of our performance fitters here at Carl's Golfland, demo all 3 models in the new G400 line. I'm going to go through the data points and the differences we're seeing between all 3. Quick disclaimer, the lofts are all slightly different in the new G line, so we try to make them as close as possible. So you'll see some of the lofts on the data screen here. 2 of the drivers were at 10 degrees, and then the standard head, which is 10.5, was set down to 9.9. So all 3 drivers are within 0.1 degrees. So the launch conditions should be pretty similar, all 3, based on exact same shaft, basically the same loft. The only difference is going to be head design. Okay, so on the screen, you have directional on all 3 of them. White being the G low spin at 10 degrees, yellow being the standard G head set to 9.9. And then the purple is the GSFT model. So for Brad, he's got a lot of club head speed. So generally speaking, the LS head is going to be pretty good for him. And I'll touch on the data points and the yardages in a minute. But just from a direction standpoint, he certainly hit the GLS, certainly the furthest. You can see it furthest up the screen there, and also the straightest overall. The G400 standard head, pretty similar in terms of direction. You know, a little left there, a little right there, but overall, relatively on the target line. The biggest thing to notice is that the SFT is working its way pretty significantly left. So just real quick on the direction, if you could see the bottom right corner, that's the GLS, was averaging 3 feet right of the target. Brad, can you click the SFT real quick? That one. So the SFT model is averaging 38 feet left, right? So you got 13 yards basically of directional influence that the G400 SFT is doing versus the standard, the LS head, excuse me. So pretty significant difference there. Go back to the LS, please. So in terms of launch conditions and distance, you see his club head speed. Brad's got a pretty high club head speed of 112.6, pretty close to PGA Tour average. Smash factor, which is simply ball speed divided by club head speed. It's essentially transferring energy off the club face. To give you an idea, a perfect smash is basically 150, so pretty good there by Brad at 148. So he's hitting the sweet spot pretty well. He launched it at 11.3, spin rate at 3,200. Again, this is a 10-degree driver, so for Brad it's a little bit high, but those are acceptable, you know, it's within the range. But he's hitting that driver slightly higher than you'd like, but for this test, it works out pretty well. So he averaged 279 carry and 295 total. Going up to the G400. So right off the bat, you see clubhead speed's relatively similar. The smash factor went down just a tiny bit, but big difference there in launch angle. So he launched it significantly higher by a couple degrees, and it spun about 300 RPMs more. So for Brad, at his clubhead speed, the ball's a little high, and so it's just not carrying quite as far as the LS head did. And then the SFT, pretty similar to the G400, the standard head. So similar smash, similar clubhead speed. Launch and spin are almost the same. Spun maybe 50 RPMs more. So the distance was within a couple of yards. The only real difference that the SFT had versus the standard G had was, again, the direction. I think he went from hitting it 16 feet, 18 feet right to 38 feet left of the target. So big difference in where the ball is landing between the SFT model and the standard G head.
On behalf of Carl's Golfland, we'd like to thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions on what you've seen today, please visit us online at carlsgolfland.com or visit us in store at Bloomfield Hills or Plymouth at St. John's.